Hello gamers, me Knight 8 here, and today I'm bringing you a deck profile on my Bujins. These guys, I decided to upgrade this deck a bit. It's nothing like anything else you guys have ever seen before. There's a few things in there you probably will never see in this deck. Probably running for a while as is. I don't know what the next ban list will be like. I'll make another video for when the next ban list comes out, if I have to move certain cards. Anyway, here we go. As always, run 3 Yamatos, because he's like the main card of this deck. I need to run 3 of these guys, because he helps get everything set up. Need this monster. The add hairs and send hairs are the same with turtles. And the cranes. Add the cranes to hand. Next, just one Bujin Mikazuchi. Because you run 2 or 3, it's clogging up space, and I'm always drawn to this a lot. I ran 2 before, but I always never got the Yamatos and always failed. So I'm running 1. He has a good ability if I happen to drop a crane from hand. Grab my Bujin Carnations. Next, 2 Harumis. Some people will just go with 1, and well, 3 is just too much. Because the only way he can be summoned is that you have to remove a Bujin card from the game, from your graveyard, to special summon him. And he has an ability where if he's destroyed by battle by card effect, send it to the grave. If both players have a hand, discard. I can discard a card, and then the opponent has to, no matter what. 1 Bujin Arasuda. He only comes out. I can special summon this guy if I have a Bujin removed from the game. Other than that, I can also normal summon him. If a Bujin card was added from deck to hand except by drawing, I can draw a card and then discard a card. Don't often use that effect. 2 hairs. Just 2, because 3 is too much. I draw into it a lot when I had 3 hairs in my deck. When he's in the grave, he can banish him to prevent a Bujin from being Beast Warrior Bujin monster from being destroyed once. Next, 2 turtles. This can target any Bujin monster. Can use with any Bujin monster when Bujin monster is targeted by a card effect, negated, and then negate the effect. And I use it a lot with breakthrough scales or any monster that targets and destroys it. Try to protect it. And the last of my Bujins, 3 cranes, because they work like honest, except they just doubled its attack points during the damage calculation only. But it goes back to the attack it has when the damage calc is over. And the only other monster besides Bujins I run in this deck is 2 honest. It'll increase its attack strength throughout the whole battle phase, which makes it that better than Crane. And that's pretty much it for monsters. Now on to spells. Run 3 Kaiser Colosseums. This is a really good card. So if I control 1 monster, my opponent can't control more than me. So when I have this card out, I always use 1 monster, so that way my opponent can't go into his combos like the Yang Zings. They have like Yang Zing Creation out, and I have 1 monster and they destroy it. They can only use 1 of the effects, so that way they don't spam the field with more Yang Zing monsters. and as well as any other deck that spams the field with monsters. Tankies, run 3 tankies. That way they can only use it once, but Beast Warrior all my Beast Warriors I control will gain 100 attack each. I use all 3, that'll be 300 points for each Bujin monster. And as well, I can grab my Yamatos or any other Bujin Beast Warrior monsters to my hand. And I'm downgrading with 2 Bujin Carnations. The time I played free, I always get them into my hand and it clogs up. Because this thing only works if I had control no monsters and I had to have a Bujin in the graveyard and the Banish Zone and special summon them both. But I can only exceed into a Beast, Beast Warrior, or a Winged Beast type monster in my extra deck. And 2 reincarnations. Discard 1 card and select 1 monster from the graveyard and add it to my hand. Every time I always draw into hares and turtles, but I can never get them to the graveyard in time for my Yamato, so why not just do that? To get more in the graveyard and to get back any Beast Warriors, use Monster Reincarnation, running 2. Next, 2 Dark Holes to destroy every monster on the field. Often use a hare or Kagasuchi to protect my monsters. A Regeki that destroys only my opponent's monsters. And here's the next upgrade, Scapegoat, which lets me summon 4 special summon 4 sheep token. But I cannot summon, so I'll only use this card on my opponent's turn. Yeah, it's an upgrade. Scapegoat. Book of Moon. To flip a monster face down. Here's a funny card, Exchange. Rarely see anyone play this card because both opponents have to show their hand, and then both players select a card from each other's hand and add it to their own. And when the card they selected is sent to grave, it returns to their opponent's, to the original owner's graveyard. Now that's spells. Moving on to traps. 2 Phoenix Wing Wind Blasts. Discard 1 card to target 1 monster your opponent controls. Return the target back to the top of the deck. Use this to discard hares and turtles if I have them in my hand, or any other useless card, that's in my hand. Next, a Breakthrough skill. Target a list of effect monster, negates effects for the end of the turn. I can also do it during my turn, just to banish it to negate a monster's effect. 1 Vanity's Emptiness. If I would run 2 or 3, but this card was hit to 1, so I can only run 1 Vanity's Emptiness. Reason is run at 1 because neither player can special summon monsters, and if this card is sent from field to grave, destroy it. Reasons at 1 because of that. Hated that. Another interesting card is Grave Robber, where I take 1 magic card from the opponent's graveyard, and if it's my turn I can activate it, but I take 2,000 points of damage. And if it's my opponent's turn, I cannot activate it, but the magic cards return at the opponent's graveyard at the end of the turn. So say I was to destroy one of my opponent's Shaddoll Fusion monsters, I can take any of their Shaddoll Fusion magic cards from their graveyard and add it to my hand. So that way they don't use their Shaddoll Fusion monster's effects and grab their Shaddoll Fusion spell card back. Solemn Warning. Common card everyone runs. Monster to be summoned or spell or trap card monster effect is activated that would summon a monster. Pay 2,009 points to negate the summon and destroy it. Pinpoint Guard, another interesting card. When your opponent declares an attack, target one level 4 lore monster in my graveyard, special summon in defense mode, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects that turn is summoned. So it's a good way for me to get back any of my Yamanos, Mikazuchis, or any Beast Warriors back in defense mode. So then I can exceed into any of my exceeds the following turn. Or for Kaiser to keep that one monster. Bottomless Trap Hole. When a monster is summoned, almost flips or special summons a monster, 15 attack or more. The monster is destroyed and removed from the game. And last, Torrential. When a monster is summoned, destroy all monsters on the field. No explanation from that, and that's my main deck. Next is my extra deck. I run one Bujin Kiamatarasu. Its effects works that on either player's turn, that on my turn I can target a level 4 lore monster in the Banish Zone and special summon it. Or, if it's my opponent's turn, I can target the same thing, a level 4 lore monster that's banished, and add it to my hand. So I can banish my cranes and just add them back to my hand. I can keep reusing them over and over again. Just as long as he has a material on him. It's like free materials. That's a lot of work. Kagasuchi. When he only requires 2 level 4 Beast Warrior type monsters to be special summoned. And when he is exceeds summoned, send the top 5 cards of the deck to grave. And if any of them is a Beast Warrior, is a Bujin card, he gains 100 attack points per Bujin card. And if a Bujin Beast Warrior type monster control be destroyed by battle by card effect, detach a material instead of and it will be protected from destruction. After that, free Susanooas. These guys, everyone may know Susanoo, just in case you don't. Its effect is that I can detach a material and take a Bujin monster from the deck and either add it to the hand or send it to the grave. 2400 attack point beat stick. Right there. And one Bujin Tai Tsuyomi. That's a good effect. Detach material, send my entire hand to the grave to draw 2 cards. It's like a pot of greed. Except I gotta discard my whole hand. And when he's destroyed, if he has a material on him, I can special summon the number of Beast Warriors as the amount of materials from this card. That's all my Bujin seeds. I run one Tiger King. When he is exceed summon, I can set a fire formation spell or trap card so that I automatically can get me my tankies. Oh yeah, the materials he needs to be summoned are Beast Warriors monsters, and his other effects that I can attach material from this to negate the effect of all other face-up effect monsters currently on the field except Beast Warrior type monsters. That's it. It's Tiger King. And here's another interesting card, Tin Archduke. Once per turn, during your player's turn, detach material from this, target one monster, opponent controls, and change its battle position. If it's a monster that has a flip effect, it cannot be activated once flipped face up. Diamond Direwolf. Once per turn, detach a material from this, target one Beast Warrior Wing Beast monster I control, and another card in the field to destroy them. Castell. Detach one material, target one face-up monster, and change it to face-up at sense position, or detach 2 materials, shuffle a card back into the deck. Evil's Form Exciton Knight. I never actually had any use yet for this guy. I never played him because I can't quite get his effect well, because during my main phase or opponent's battle phase, which is once per once per chain during my main phase or my opponent's battle phase. My opponent has more cards in their hand and their side of the field than me. Attach material from this and destroy all other cards on the field. Also, my opponent doesn't take any further damage this turn. And it's a quick effect. Battleship of Corn. Detach material from this card. Target one face-up monster in the field with attack less than or equal to it and tribute it. Take 1,000 points. Ragnar 0. Detach material from this. During either player's turn, target face-up creature your opponent controls whose attack is different than its original attack. Destroy it, and then I draw a card. Starleech Paladynamo. I could attach 2 materials from this to target one face-up monster my opponent controls. His attack becomes 0. Effects negated. If this thing gets destroyed, draw a card. Helps me out a lot. And Cowboy. I just use the defense effect, which is the opponent will inflict 800 points of damage. I never use his attack position effect. I always go Cowboy when it comes to game. My side deck. That's my extra deck. My side deck. 1 Veiler. Guess I ran into many decks. Uses too much abilities to shut me down. I side in another Mikazuchi. Just for that reason. So I don't main 2. Anytime there's a situation when I need to main 2, I can side him in. I side 3 Mystical Space Typhoons. Probably wondering why, but I just do it just because I can. And well, there's certain decks that don't require me to MST a lot, like the Necros decks like those, they don't need me to MST a lot, but I only side it in when I come up against decks that need me to MST. Soul Releases, 2 of them. I play this deck card a lot against Necros. I play it once against Shaddols to banish some of their stuff. Up to 5 cards. So able to banish, played against someone once, and he's able to banish all their Necro stuff in one duel. So I couldn't do anything. Lance. Target face-up creature. 1 face-up card. Till the end phase, it loses 800 attack points. It's unaffected by other spells and traps. Spells. 3 Mind Crushes. Go up against decks like Necros. I can play this card to guess the card in the opponent's hand. Guess it right, and they have to discard all copies of it. If I guess it wrong, I have to discard a card of my own. That's by random. 2 non-fusion areas against decks like Shaddols that prevents my opponents from fusion summoning any monsters. And with that combination, success probability 0%, where I send 2 random fusion monsters from my opponent's fusion deck to the graveyard. And last, Big Burn, where if my opponent activates a card effect that targets a monster in the grave, remove from play all monsters in both players' graveyards. I never used it yet, but I'll find a use for it someday. That's my deck. Main, side, and extra. Hope you like it. Please leave a comment down below. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a lot. And later on I'll be making some videos from the Xbox One version of The Walking Dead game and Wolf Among Us coming in 2 months. Because I still have to get the game and who knows when out. But yeah, it's gonna come out soon. So, till then, peace.